Nice. All right. Morning, everybody. Welcome back to our Sunday sesh here on Cannabis Chronicles. Got my man Outlaw Grower, Desert Growth Spurt. Let's do what we do and let's start this morning off right. Woo! What are you smoking on, Outlaw?
I got some black garlic.
Nice.
Yeah. I
I
think
am
I had
finally smoking on my Gorilla Glue and cookies.
that's awesome.
Ooh. Ooh, it's good.
So you should be at a point where you shouldn't have to go get any for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm done.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So this past Thursday, I just chopped like a fish trimmed up and jarred my OG Kush with runts.
Mhm.
So in 2 weeks, I'll be able to start puffing on that because I'm pretty rigid about my 2 week. But then I had just on Thursday also saying, no, that's a lie. Last Wednesday, officially 12 weeks. I cut that straw on gold. So she's hanging, OG Kushes in jars, smoking the Gorilla Glue. I'm officially done with my photo run. So now I just got to clean out the room, pop my autos, and start the next run.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. How's Okay, so I have a couple questions for you about your scrog. First, I saw you had some photos of those trichomes. I'm assuming those were the autos.
Yes.
Okay, so how those autos are finishing up quick. Tell me about how those are going.
Yeah, it seems like the one that's kind of like a little further behind the head, the setback. Um, that one seems to be a little further ahead as far as maturity. I saw like maybe one or two that look like they might be starting to turn amber, and
Okay,
that was that plant, and the other one was clear to cloudy,
nice.
but it's big. That one's bigger. There's some nice size nugs on it.
A little bit more ripening to do.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So, um, what are you thinking? Like, I threw out probably about a week. You were thinking a couple days because I mean, you see them a lot quicker than I do. A lot freak, you have a lot more hands on. I'm just seeing the occasional picture. So, when are you thinking they'll finish?
Um, I I don't know. I was thinking like probably like I was gonna check them in a couple of days. That's that was my plan.
Nice. That's exciting stuff, man. They look good. All right. So the scrog at your house. Dude, that thing looks awesome. It's like so hard to believe that it's your first one, man. Seriously. Like kind of feels like you're lying, but I know it's genuinely your first one. It looks so good. So how are you going about, to the best you can describe, weaving the branches in that scrog?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not weaving the branches, just talking. Um, it's they'll grow. They'll grow like this, and each time you just kind of tuck it under, and it'll grow up a little more, and then you tuck it again, and then what that does is spread the branches out. So then now those nodes that go up and down a branch are spread out this way. Which I mean, I don't even know if we were doing any of these videos yet or not, but when I had that one plant outside where I had it tied down to the piece of wood and just was had all the arms spread out like this.
Hmm.
It's just kind of like the same concept. Just
Sure.
keep it under. And I mean I'm learning. Obviously, like you said, it's my first time. So some of it I didn't, I don't know if I'm doing it right necessarily or not. I'm doing it the way I, think it makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, of course I've watched some videos. Um I'm I kind of watch a little something mostly to get the information, and a lot of times the rest is I just want to do hands on, like kind of see it for myself. People, can make a video trying to show you what they're doing, and sometimes the video is great, and sometimes it's not. So, actually seeing it for myself.
Yeah, no, dude, it looks so good. I'm very interested to see the final results, because it looks like it's all going to be pretty even across the board. So it looks like a lot of those colas are going to be nice and same size, uniform all the way across. Whereas I have quite a bit of variance in
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
mine that I just got done trimming. So
Which, yeah, that's how kind of like how my autos are at my house. They're not even. It's not an even canopy.
yeah.
I've tried, like I said, a little bit of late stage training with those autos, um, to kind of just even the canopy out a little bit.
Mhm.
It that worked out really well. In fact, one the main branch that I had trained was like had the biggest nug on it right now so far.
Mhm.
Um, so it didn't like set it back or anything. And even I didn't realize it. The nug got so big, because I bent it like this,
Mhm.
and then it grew up. The nug here got so big that from having it tied down right here, it kind of
Pushed it down some more.
it kind of like all it not obviously not snapped it, but it's not holding itself up. And so I'm figuring there'll be a knuckle here later. I untied it and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just let it go, and um figuring there'll be a big old knuckle there.
That's awesome, dude. Now and I'm sorry because this stuff's hitting good. Was that your auto you're talking about?
The late stage training I did jump over. I was talking about the auto,
Okay,
but
yeah, with the big nug. Okay, that
yeah,
bro. Okay,
yeah.
I
With the photos right now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if I defoliated enough. So I'm a little nervous that some of the energies going to those instead of gonna be going to the nugs. So
well, it's the canopy seems to be fairly even,
yeah,
and they're all solar panels, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Good news is you'll know when you're done. If there's like a layer, of like underdeveloped stuff, just next,
yeah.
okay, hey, this is where I cut it off. Like, feel free to rip that, or you come out and it's all like, nah, this turned out fine.
Yeah, there's like stuff underneath the scrag that I would say is gonna be a little underdeveloped.
Sure.
But I tried to keep the scrag low enough that those underdeveloped, those ones that were low down there are the ones that if you look at the video, it looks like there's like dents, and that's like the middle of the plant. So those are like the really low parts of the branches that are that we're fine, but they are getting light.
Yeah.
They're just like I would say it probably dips about like an inch or so.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in the pictures a little bit but it doesn't seem like it's that uneven. It looks pretty good, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm I'm excited to see how it turns out. So This is the stage where I guess I mean, I've always kind of seen, the branches growing up and the nugs growing like this. So, I mean, I'm not sure how high they'll get. I don't know that, to be honest.
Dude, anyway, yeah, the scrog looks great, man. Like for real, for real. It looks so good. You should be very proud of that. That's makes me want to give it a shot, next fall when I run some photos again. So I'm not going to do it on autos. I know you're going to. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see how it goes with the Scrog and the autos. And then but that's only gonna be on like 2 or 3 here. Because as I had said, I was gonna switch the lights
Yeah,
with
you
the
were going to
big
switch
light in the big room. Yeah. So I'll be doing like 6 under that, and then like 3 here under a Scrog.
Nice.
Yeah. And this time I'm gonna try to elevate things a little bit, give me a little more room to get to things. Like it's a learning process, as we've said before, but also, when you're doing like a different area, for instance, each time you're gonna have to try some different things until you feel like you got it right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so I'm getting myself all prepped up for my next run of autos. And something I don't think we've ever talked about. So I just kind of wanted to bring it up this morning.
Okay.
Is excuse me, I'm still coughing from that last one. I reuse my soil like quite a bit. Now again, because I consider myself a synganic grower, because I do add bottle nutrients, not
Mm.
like well, in flowering stage, yes, on a routine, but in veg stage, it's more of like if it needs it type thing. It's not a necessarily, so I am
A
actively.
lot of times,
Go
I
ahead.
think a lot of times you had been using such specific soils that during the veg time you didn't really need nutrients. But
Right.
now reusing your soil, yeah, you would be starting without some of those nutrients. So
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. So I just wanted to go over real quick, and it's nothing too special. So I just wanted to go over kind of like what I do real quick on reusing my soil. So when I'm done with my girls, okay, I chop them at the base, and then I have my Home Depot bucket filled with dirt, and then that stuff. So I leave them out my garage to dry out, like really, really dry out. So like I'm getting ready to it's always the run behind that one. So because I have a lot of buckets with a lot of dirt. So like the gals right here aren't from my previous run. The previous run is about to get used on the next one, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So they're thoroughly dried out. So anyway, all I do is I pull out whatever pulls out as far as the root ball or anything. So if it pulls out, I do not keep that in because I don't do a true living soil. It won't break down. So I throw that away, and then I take that soil, I spread it all out, get it all broken up and everything. And then as I'm filling my buckets, I'll go halfway with that reused soil. And then I'll add like a quarter of brand new fresh ocean forest. And then I'll top it
Mhm.
off with a little bit more recycled. Okay. And then right in the middle, I put a little bed of Happy Frog, of the Fox Farm Happy Frog, the seed starting. soil. And that's how I prep my buckets to keep going. So there is a little bit of fresh ocean forest, about I'd say 3 to 4 inches down under the top layer.
Mm.
So there it is, in theory, in my super uneducated ideas, it is going to get some of that like nice fresh worm castings, so it's going to get that like nitrogen right away when it needs it, as opposed to me having to bottle feed right away, like before it needs to. Does that make sense? So I don't know if it makes sense or not. I keep asking, does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me.
I mean,
So
I know exactly what you're saying. I'm not gonna say whether or not it works, but it does make sense.
So, but yeah, so and then that's like my setup. So I got 5 buckets literally all set up the same way,
Okay.
halfway with recycled soil, all broken up, dried up, ready to roll. Because it doesn't need to be wet right now. I don't need it to be
Yeah,
active.
by the time, which means by the time the roots get down to that point, you're adding nutrients and everything anyway. So I
Yep.
get it. I get exactly what you're saying. Like I said, I mean, I'm not the scientist, so we say things all the time on here. We don't necessarily know everything if it works.
Right. I
We think
stabbed a
it does,
plant
and
a
it,
couple weeks ago. So like who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
We ain't
Like,
afraid of trying stuff here.
so it's it sounds like a very great idea. And I mean, I know that I follow quite a bit of the things that you do, so it sounds like a really good idea as far as reusing your soil and not having to buy new, which is I'm to a point now where I've gotten uh a bit of a surplus on soil now, so I'm starting to do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, starting to run into, issues of like it feels wasteful to like buy new soil every time.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if I had like a lot of stuff going on out in the garden, but like, I reused a lot of soil last summer for, different flowers and whatnot, strawberries and this and that. But like wintertime, I'm not growing anything outside. Summertime, I'll use some again for that, which, I will have to replace and buy new soil at some point. Um, as it transfers outside. That's the only thing, you know. I do add in a little bit of fresh, like I said, to make sure that there is some fresh stuff. But like I said,
Yeah.
halfway, quarter of fresh, top it off with recycled, and then nice little like divot in the middle, like a nice little like cubby for that auto flower seed of happy frog. So right when it's done with the happy frog, boom, it's right into some, actual soil and like, and I know there's still nutrient left in there. It's not totally depleted.
Of course.
So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a great system. It sounds like you've got for just making your buckets and having them ready to go like that. That's very organized.
I try. I try. There's control what you can, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things doing this that's kind of out of your control. We can be meticulous all the way, and try our best to never have a nutrient problem or a bug problem, or there's so much. There's so much. So just control what you can, plan and plan ahead. That's
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and the more things you get for your grow, um, the more organized it helps you get. I've finally obtained my 10th, 9th and 10th 5-gallon buckets specifically for growing.
Yep.
And wife brought them home from work. She's been bringing all of my buckets home. So,
Nice.
10 5-gallon buckets that I haven't had to pay for. That helps save. And I've got all my buckets now. And I think I may be trying what you were just talking about. Sounds like a great system.
Yeah, it's I mean, the photos I ran, recycled soil, no happy frog. I mean, there was happy frog in the top layer just mixed in. It didn't have a bed though because it got transferred in.
Yeah.
Because it was a photo. So that was the only real difference. The top like quarter layer had like a mixture of, because I still wanted to have all the micro rhizal fungal stuff, all that funny stuff that's in there. Oh, she knows how to say it.
No, I'm
Just
saying,
pointing at me like, because dude,
you know. But yeah, it sounds like a great system. So I mean, I have everything that you're talking. I have Happy Frog. I have
some Ocean
the
Forest.
other one. The what? Ocean Forest. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so I have all that. So now I'm gonna try what you're talking about. It's kind of like what I'm gonna be honest. The last run, I took like the three that you're talking about, and I just kept mixing them together
Yeah.
for the whole thing. So it's just all it's a probably like about half was recycled and a quarter each of the other ones, and just kept mixing it up. But yours sounds again more organized and probably would work out a lot better.
Oh, are you as far as like trying to layer it in the bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
and
just mix
yeah, it's not something
crazy.
I came up with. It's something I had heard, and I hate to not give credit where it's due, but I don't remember exactly where. But somebody, like on YouTube, was talking about how they would layer their buckets with the soil.
Mhm. Yeah,
I feel bad for
which
not remembering, but it's one
yeah,
of like, and it's probably one of like the bigger people too. I just don't remember which channel was talking about it, but they really break it down how like the bottom of this, middle this, top this, blah blah blah, top dress with some like fresh one once in a while, like
yeah. I mean, it sounds like it doesn't really take a whole lot more effort to do it that way. So why not?
yeah.
I'm
And
sure more beneficial.
it's not probably not the greatest. I'm sure there's a couple things we're missing that I'm sure people would have opinions on, but
Of course.
it works for me. Not, and I'm not like opposed to adding something to it. I don't know. So I just do the same thing till it like doesn't work. Then I got
Of
to go buy
course.
all new soil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
like
again,
we've said,
because I'm not afraid to bottle feed when it needs it. It'll get what it needs. So we'll see. Probably just use the same stuff forever. Just keep adding perlite to it as it goes.
yeah, there's some things that you do it every time because it works, and then there's other things that you're gonna have to adapt every single time too. That makes sense. I mean, you gotta read your plant. You gotta, it's gonna be different. Each plant is a little different, so it's gonna throw different problems at you in different, unique situations.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm excited for this next run. A whole 5 different varieties of autos, same breeder, 5 different things. This is gonna be nice.
5 different. So you have decided from past that you're not going to top,
Correct.
and are you going to do any sort of trading at all?
So yeah, the my game plan, again, just preliminary plan. The plants will depict it, but I plan on doing just one big bend over, if
Right.
that makes sense.
No.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so like to be honest, in the buckets, I didn't put like the Happy Frog thing in the middle. It's off to the side, so they can be
Mhm.
on the side, and I can bend them over. If that makes normally you would put it in the middle. For most people, you would just put it in the middle. But like, yeah, no, mine's it's over on the side. So yeah, so once
Mhm.
it gets like as it's going, I'm using the same buckets with the holes. I'm gonna run it like around the bucket, basically till it's flowers and then let it blow
Okay.
up.
Okay. So
But
you're gonna
yeah,
try. Are you gonna? You're gonna do it around?
yeah, I think that's
Is
the
that it?
plan. I'm gonna do it around the bucket. I don't know, man. Like, well, last time I did it was in the summer. So this is my first time kind of doing it in like the right environment because I'll have the heater on and everything. It'll still be
Mm.
dry. It won't be humid in there, well, being me. But
It's the.
yeah, but so instead of it being insanely hot, and them all foxtailing and a lot of unnecessary stress, I can do good stress. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. I can't. Part of me just wants to like run them, like let them go because now it's finally the right environment. So like, let me see like what I can do with an auto.
And yeah, I mean, you're doing 5 different ones, so it's like, yeah, which how do you know, which to
If
do
it made,
one way or the
if it
other
made,
if you decided to do, split it up.
yeah. So, but I am going to be, excuse me, running more. My plan is to pop another 5 in 3 weeks of
Mhm.
those same strains, but just a secondary run. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on one run, don't do it on the other. I kind of want to just let the plants tell me what they're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah. That's I mean, you know what? That's honestly that's kind of like where my name comes from, Outlaw. It's just I just try different things that others say, aren't even saying, to try. Like I said, the late stage training is something I'm more focused on now just because of
Mm,
what I experienced by doing it just because I had to.
right.
Because one was growing too much higher than the other. And so yeah, I'm gonna be trying that a little bit more with the autos. Um, so yeah, I think it's awesome. Try different things. You know, I like the training. I do like the training. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like your idea of doing around the bucket. It sounds like have a nice feeling.
Yeah. Like I said, it just, some of the autos I ran this time, stretched good enough that I could have done that. But then
Mm,
I had a few of them that were just short and squatty and like super tight branching that were like, there's no way I'm bending over anything on this. It's just gonna like
mhm.
straight like a
Yeah.
Christmas tree, no matter what. I mean, short of topping or something crazy, but
Mhm.
naturally, you know what I'm saying? Whereas a
Yeah.
couple of them, I probably could have like there was enough space. I could have like got in there, rubbed it down, and broke her down and tied her down, showed her what's up.
Yeah, and that's and I like the idea of doing that more. I mean, I would say do a couple one way and then maybe a few the other way or something, and just see what you like, and Mine is like that main branch grows up, and there's like I think it's like four, like two below it, and then another two below it that are kind of growing at
Mhm.
the same time. And it's like at some point I take that middle one and just bend it over to bring them right around the same as those other four.
Yeah,
And so far, that seems to be what is working out for me.
nice.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like different methods. I
Hmm.
believe in.
Yeah. And like I said, depending on, so all right, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I just was thinking about. So this very first one, I'll put them in the middle. I can
Mhm.
I have other buckets. I can make more buckets, but I'll put them in the middle, see how they grow. Each strain grows. The next run in 3 weeks, I'll know which I'll be able to like, all right, put on the edge, let them like run circles around.
Mhm.
I think that's what I'll do.
Yeah,
So I'll just
whichever
put them
ones
in the
grow,
middle,
like the
let
ones
them
that
go.
grow and stretch a lot. Yeah, those are the ones that sound like you'd want to do it around.
Yeah. I mean, if it splits off naturally, I'll still open it up, obviously. But yeah, I'm not gonna do no topping. Like I said, I'm kind of excited to have good environment, see what I can do with these autos.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember what my yield was last time.
No,
It was
I don't
pretty
remember the total.
it was pretty good. So I'm hoping
What
this
is this?
time for more.
Yeah, I looking at the autos. Like I said, I mean, I had the one setback with not having the holes in the brand new bucket that I got.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Hey.
But that one's a little behind. And then there was the obviously the light situation where one light just wasn't enough for uh the two plants. So I had to add the other light. And then so they're not yielding quite as much as they probably could, is what
Sure.
I'm gonna say. They still look like they're gonna do really, really decent.
Decent quality, man. That's all that matters.
And oh my goodness, like the pictures, my phone sucks. It's not got the greatest camera on it. I can't get a really close picture of how frosty it looks, man. It looks so frosty.
Well, I can't wait to see it with the best you can. Do the best you can. I can't wait to see it, man.
Oh yeah, once it's all ready.
All right, man. Well, I'm hungry. Need some coffee. We're kind of running out of time here. I will
Yeah.
smoke. Wait, dude, this shit's kicking my ass. So thank you. Hey, thank you for joining me, Outlaw. Thank you everyone for tuning in on this Sunday. Hopefully you guys started your day off right. As always, you can join us right back here, Cannabis Chronicles every Sunday. Go ahead, hit that button. You know what to do. We'll catch you guys next week.